What is good? We are going to do the trade recap for today. Let's get into what I saw on. There's just too much going on this chart, but let me see if I can kind of explain it with all this shit. Okay, where's 9:30? $9:30. Okay. All right. Skips to 10 o'clock. 9:30. I had my conditions set. We had this. We had this 1 hour BPR right here that I had drawn out, and we had this 1 hour for value gap that we're also rejecting off of. So coming into the day, my bias is bullish. Obviously, the long ass fucking run. Ideal dream scenario would have been to sweep out these Asia lows and tap into the 4 hour gap and go up. But obviously, not everything's fucking perfect. I wanted these triple relative equal highs here because I don't really count this as like liquidity sleep, even though that's kind of what's been happening recently is we've been getting like these equal highs, kind of relative highs, liquidity sweep. So you kind of got to just go off what the market's been doing recently. But I knew we were going to come back to this because we had other draws up here as well. So I was like, okay, that's where I'm gonna look for today. But let me just go down to the lower time frame. I ended up taking 2 trades, and then this is one that I drew out that I didn't take, and I just got off because we had equal lows and we were chopping at 9:30. So I was like, okay, it's probably lower probability because we made such a fucking large move. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna hop off and save my capital. But 9:30 open. Let me get rid of this. Get rid of this. Let me actually, matter of fact, get rid of everything because I remember exactly what was going through my mind. So this was the kind of quote unquote Hattie swing, like the inverse off of open, which I thought was a pattern trade. I didn't take this because not only was my bias bullish, but I didn't think this would play out. Maybe we take out these relative equal lows, but I didn't like this. Thought this was a pattern trade. We were this is so annoying. There's no replay in this. I'm not going to be able to refer to all the time frames. All right, so I'm just going to have to look in here. Let me get rid of all this bullshit. Let me get rid of all this. All right, so 9:30. We came and whatever, we took out these lows. This is when I was kind of looking to go long after we sweeped here. I was looking long, but this ended up playing out perfectly. I saw this 1 minute that was holding. That price was holding, and we were projecting off of a 3 minute that I wanted to see get inversed. Where is 3 minute? Or maybe I'm looking at the wrong trade. We made equal lows. We ended up making equal lows. Maybe not now. My first trade. We made equal lows, and I wanted to see them get referred back to. Here it is. So we make a 3 minute. I wanted to see this 3 minute get inversed for upside. This would have been ideal. Bounced, rejected off this 1 hour. And if we inverse this with the correct momentum, I could have went break even here and then full TP at these equal highs. But price had other things to do. We rejected off this 3 minute with great momentum, and then we had this nice gap here, and we had equal lows. So I was like, all right, we can just take this for a low RR trade. Um, maybe were the equal lows on M and Q and not NQ? No. Oh yeah. Here. What? Maybe the equal lows are only on M and Q. Nah, I guess those were that's what it was. Equal lows right here. I was like, all right, we'll probably run this. So we were rejecting off of a 3 minute, and this is just like a quick scout on. All right, maybe I'm bugging. Wait, can I see my executions here? Because that does not look like the trade I took. And of course, my executions don't show. Oh, okay, here it is. Here is the actual equal lows that we made. I believe. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, okay, here it is. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay. So I was like, these aren't equal lows. What the fuck am I doing? This is what it was. We made equal lows here, and then we had this 1 minute that was holding. And I was like, all right, I'm willing to take this. I literally just put my stops right above this and just wanted to see a straight dump to these equal lows for a 1-to-1. I literally only took this with one contract because like it's just such a weird trade and I kind of just wanted to paper it. So I just took one micro, which is literally nothing with 24 point stop loss. But yeah, I banged that out real quick. I made like $50 on that or whatever, just because I thought like this is like so obvious these equal lows here. And then we had a low inside of we had a low inside an hourly gap here. So I was like, all right, this is definitely gonna hit, but I'm not gonna throw a shit ton of capital on it because we've been shopping and it's against my bias. So that was that trade. And then we ended up this is the real trade I put real bread on is you're rejecting off of this 3 minute gap and the hourly had closed bearish and respected this BPR. So I was like, okay, maybe we want to go for those Asia lows before we turn up. So I was willing to take this inverse here, and I think I might have put stops right at here, I believe. And then my break even was at these at midnight open in the lows, and then TP. But my fill wasn't that bad. I think I took the 30 second. Yeah, I took the 30 second inverse. Because my fill is not that bad. There's 930. I just put all my executions on from before. This is the trade. Okay. Here is the trade that I took. Okay, so yeah, we did take it right off that inverse there, but my fill is definitely not that bad. It is right there. Yeah, we ended up not hitting my break even, so but we made equal lows with my break even. So I ended up dragging my stop. Right there, yeah. We made equal lows with it. Perfect equal lows with my break even. So I ended up dragging my stop to this high, not going break even yet. And I only lost like $100. So And then I wanted to take this 5 minute inverse that I was holding, but we had made equal lows right around midnight open, and we had so much sell side, like so many stops resting right around here, that I was like, all right, I'm not gonna long this, even though this could play out for these equal highs above here. But it wouldn't be smart to long this. And then there's like a nice 3 minute inverse here too as well before the 5 minute would inverse. But didn't take didn't take either. I had drawn it out on my chart and then just hopped off, which this would have hit. But with these equal lows here, I was like, it's low probability, so let me just hop off. So that's what I ended up doing. So we were only down $65 here because yeah, we made $45 on the one trade, and then we lost 110 on the other trade. So I mean, really good risk management in this fucking chop fest that we had going on at 9:30. Um, very solid risk management. Wasn't much for my model here today, except from the trade that I won, and then this one wasn't bad. Um, this was a solid trade here. Just barely missed my break even. And this would have been a really fucking good trade. This would have been really fucking solid if we had swept these lows here and not made equal lows of them. I would have taken this trade even those like weird conditions, and I thought it could have been lower probability. But this is just too good of a trade to not take. But I wasn't willing to take them with these equal lows here, so I didn't end up taking this trade. But that is it for the recap. I'm gonna try and get my live recordings again, but it's making my computer lag, so I gotta fix that. I'm gonna work on that tonight. But that's it.